Testing the microphone. Just checking to see how rusty I've become. Long time no video. Happy New Year and welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Gunan Ioron-Aloho, and today I'm going to be taking you through how to make an amazing vision board that will be effective for your plans for 2024. If you're just joining, on this channel, I talk about project management, lifestyle, and other things. But most of all, I incorporate project management into every single thing I talk about on this channel. So let's get right into it. Now, what are your plans for 2024? Did you do a reflection at the end of the year? Do you have a vision board for your 2024? If you haven't got a vision board, it's not too late. You can start drafting one right now. I didn't create a vision board until late December, and I started thinking about my plans for 2024, what kind of things I wanted to accomplish, and not just like goals to say, oh, I want to write this test, I want to travel to this place, but also looking at behavior and habits that I wanted to start or things I wanted to stop doing. So one of the things I started working on before the end of the year, that was in 2023, was basically reflection on what happened in 2023. What were the things that went on well? What things went on bad? What things do I want to stop doing? What things do I want to start doing? What things do I want to continue doing? Because in 2023, for example, you would reflect and then see back that, oh, there were certain things that happened because of a certain way you were behaving or because of certain things that you kept doing. And maybe those are behaviors you want to take back into 2024. Or there were things that you did that hindered you from actually accomplishing some of your goals. Those are things that you want to stop doing. And then there are things you didn't do at all, but you've just seen it that if you actually start doing these things, it could actually help you manifest the goals that you've drafted out. And that is what I'm going to be talking to you about today. And when I drafted my vision board, I decided to host a facilitation class. The video is still on my website. If you want to get that, let me know. But one of the things I did was 20 people plus kind of like paid for the class. We got together, we did our reflections, we talked about what worked for us, what didn't work for us, and then we decided what plan would be for 2024, and then we start hatching all those plans out. So the first thing for myself that I did was I sat down in a very calm environment. I lit candles on, put on a cool meditation kind of like music, stayed in my space, locked my husband out, and I was indoors for over 7 hours in a day. And I sat down and I reflected on all of the things that happened, amazing things, bad moments, good moments, friends, my health, nutrition, all of those things. I looked at my finances and I wrote down the things that really went well that I really loved. And I wrote down the bad habits that I felt like I picked up that didn't work well for me or hindered my plan. I wrote about some of the failures that I had, some of the successes that I had as well. And I started thinking, what will make 2024 different from my 2023? What made 2023 special for me? Who were the people who kind of like encouraged me, the people's energy that I really connected to? I wrote down their names as well. What kind of like habits inspired me to do more? One of the things I didn't really do in 2023 was read. I buy a lot of books. I'm a book collector and I read a lot, but in recent times I discovered I do not read as much as I want to. And that was something that I wanted to start doing a lot again, like get books and then read them. And I noted all of those things down. So by the time I had like a reflection board, so I first of all drafted a reflection board of all of these things. And then I looked at the reflection board and I started thinking to myself, amongst all of these things, what really helped me get on? What should I take back into 2024? These are all of the goals that I had for 2023. I wasn't able to accomplish all of them, but I did my bits. What amongst these goals do I want to take back into 2024? Which ones do I want to tweak and all of those kind of tweak and all of those kind of things? And I then decided, okay, these are the things I wanted to do, drafted the plan out, started writing all the things I wanted. I categorized them. So for health, I wrote the things I wanted to start doing health-wise, exercising, all of that, taking my medication, going for checkup. For finances, I wrote down the things I wanted to do. I kind of like looked at what some of my bad saving habits were, some of the spendings that I was doing that I didn't want to do again. And I was honest to myself and wrote some of those things down as well. And then I looked at my friends Who are those that I'm not really spending time with? How can we spend better time together? For family, what should I do to support each other? And all of those bits. And after I had written down all of those things, I now sat down and looked at them and then start picking them out. What can I do for this one to improve my relationship with this person? What can I do to improve my saving habit? So it's not just enough to say, oh, you want to save 100% or 70%. What are the systems that you need to create in place to make those things happen? So sometimes we'll go on Canva, you use your slides or anywhere and then create very pleasing looking vision boards. But that's not the end of it. That's the start of it. You want to create something that is smart as well. So when you say smart goals, your vision board also has to be smart. It has to be something that is measurable, that is achievable, that is time bound, and all of those. So you want to create your vision board with that in mind. That is why a vision board is like a project. You want to impute all of those bits into it. You want to ensure that whatever it is you're saying you want to do is something you can actually do. You don't want to overpromise yourself that this is something you can do. And you also don't want to underpromise, right? So you're able to like put all of those bits down and then get to work. What are the systems that you need to put in place to ensure that your vision board becomes realistic? So putting down all of the things you want is one thing. Creating those systems is what will actually manifest your goals. So you can write those things down, but if you don't have systems to accomplish them, those things won't get done. So for example, if I say I want to save, what processes am I putting in place to actually save? How much of my salary am I spending? How much am I spending on food? How much am I spending on supporting others and all of those bits? You want to write that down. Do you want to automate the way that your savings go into your different accounts? Do you want to automate how you pay things? You want to set a budget. Maybe for this month, you want to spend £100 for food. You want to spend £50 for development and progression for yourself. All of those bits, you want to write them down. How many courses do you want to do in a year? What steps do you need to take to actually do those courses? So by the time you write those things down and create systems around them, that is a good way for you to actually actualize your vision board. Now, I'll give you a very critical example of something that I did. So for me, for example, every year, what I go back doing is by the mid of the year, I look at my vision board. I'm already in my head thinking things I cannot do, I cannot accomplish again. And then I start pushing them back or looking at how to remove them and start something new. So I decided that I was going to create a SWOT for my vision board for 2024. And I decided to do that quarterly. So quarterly, I want to be able to analyze, look at my vision board, review all the things that I've done, the things I feel I can do, and then be honest to myself, talk to my accountability partner on how to support me on those things. And what I then did, the processes I set in place to make sure that happens is I immediately went to my Google Calendar. I created meeting links for all of those quarterly SWOT analysis that I want to have on myself. I created a document for a minute book where I'm going to be recording all of the reviews that I've done and all of those things. So by the time I've created that, I get reminders on calendar that I'm supposed to have this meeting, already have my updated meeting notes there where I'm writing all of those things. Now that helps you, and that is a system you put in place. Now, for my reading habits, for example, I decided I want to read 50 books for 2024, and there is nothing to help me track myself. So I can decide on my own I want to read 50 books, but how exactly am I able to put a system to help me in doing that? I've purchased all of the books that I need to read for 2024. I then went on Goodreads. I was able to create a reading challenge and then set it for myself. How many books do I need to read in a month for me to actually read up to 50 books? So I need to read at least in a month up to 4 books plus, and so to like keep up my goal. So if I read 5 books and the next month I read about 4, I'm still like on track. But by the time I read just 1 book in the first month, a second book in the second month, I'm going to be able to struggle. I might struggle to actually reach my goal because then I will not be able to reach the 50 books that I want to. So by the time I'm looking at that tracker, it's a process that I've set in place already. There are reading reminders where in a day, I'm spending at least 15 to 20 minutes to read. If I'm traveling, for example, on train where my train time is about 3 hours going, 3 hours back, 6 hours train time, I'm able to use those 6 hours to also read. So with those processes in place, I'm getting back my reading habits. I'm reading, I'm making notes, I'm jotting down things that I've learned from this book. I'm on a Twitter page where with the support a community of readers, where everybody's updating the books that they read, giving recommendations and so on. So when you create those systems, it actually helps you plan your vision board and actualize them. I also have this tracker that I just got now. And this is a very good book where in a week you're able to write all of the priorities that you have. So one of the most important things you need to do as a project manager is know how to prioritize and deprioritize. There are certain things that should take up your time. There are certain things that you wake up one day and decide that, oh, this is not as important as it should be. Some of these things take more precedence. So in a month, what I do is I write out all of the things I want to accomplish in a month, and then I write the first 3 things first. So if I'm not able to do all 5 things, the first 3 are the key things for me. Once I've accomplished those top 3 things, I feel like I've accomplished my goal for the month or the year, even, and so on. So that helps you to be able to like keep on track on the things that you want to do. And for a lot of people who ask ourselves, is vision board like an important thing even? Is it necessary? It's not for everyone. There are people who without vision boards are still very good at their plans and doing all of the things that they need to do. For people like me who always have 1,001 things that we want to accomplish, you actually need a plan to help you keep yourself on track. You want to be on track to say, these are the things I want to do. You're not doing 10 things at the same time because you easily get distracted. So you want to have a plan that actually tells you, keeps you on track to say, focus on these 3 things. If you've accomplished that, you can move on to doing other things. So that is why, for me, I feel like a vision board is an important tool to have to help you actualize your goals. So if you don't have one, I advise you to start working on a vision board now. Remember, you want to start with your reflections first. What things went well for you? What went bad? What did you do well? And all of those. Look at the things you want to start doing, things you want to stop doing, and things that basically you can keep. Now, you also want to ensure that for your vision board, you're not only writing things that you want to accomplish, like goal, like I want to pass this exam, I want to travel to this place, and all of that. You also want to bring in behavioral patterns into your vision board. Is it kindness you want to learn? Because that's something that can be learned as well. Is it time management skills? Do you want to start attending events early on? Those are things you can actually put on your vision board as well. So ensure that you put all of those things in and then set processes and system as to how you want to actually accomplish that. Having a beautiful, aesthetically pleasant vision board is good because it helps you look at that and you're like, oh wow, this is an amazing thing that I've created. But if it looks just beautiful and whatever you've written there is not realistic or is not achievable, then your vision board is as good as not having a plan at all. So today, ensure you start creating effective plans for your vision board and vision boards that actually come to life. If you want to know more about vision board, you can take a look at my video on my website. It's just 10,000 Naira to get the video because we've already done that, and that is the replay you're going to be getting. You can also join my project management class where I'm able to teach you how to draft different plans for whatever it is that you want. And I hope that that helps you keep your goal going. One final thing that helps me keep my vision going throughout the year is I have an accountability partner who I always inform of all of the things I need to do in the month. And by the time I'm losing track of time or I'm going overboard, that person is able to bring me back to reality to say, oh, have you done this? Have you done that? So it's always important for you to have an accountability partner. It could be your spouse, it could be your friend, it could be your sibling, it could be anyone. Just ensure you have an accountability partner for 2024, and wishing you the best and hoping that all of your goals come to fruition. Meet me again next time on this channel. I am Guna. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, set your notifications on, like, share, comment. Thank you.